We're looking on sound. Sound good? Okay.
I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness. Faith that you and I have the ability and the dignity and the right to make our own decisions and determine our own destiny.
Donald Trump is the white black, okay? Because he nice, the nice cars, the nice houses, okay? He's hip, and of course, he doesn't take no SHI. You guys know what, okay? The man tell it like it TI is, and that's why they don't like him. But that's why we, as African Americans, need him, because he don't take no mess, and he likes the nice stuff like we like. So, but he knows how to, give us those businesses so we can have that stuff, so we can be hip and cool like him. Okay, so if you want to have those luxuries like Donald J. Trump, okay, that was going to tell you like a TI is, whether you like it or not, because he speaks the truth, okay, vote for him, because that's the closest of a true black man that we're going to get, because Obama is not apparently a true black man like Donald Trump.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Smyth Radio. Your host, Brian Smith. I know that was a little bit of a long intro, but I just had to get that out. I thought those sound clips were quite amazing. Throwback to Ronald Reagan. We are that shining city on the hill. The entire world is looking towards us. They're watching this election. They're waiting. They're as nervous as every single American in this country is about this election, because they know if we fall to the evil hands. This is good versus evil, and if we fall to the hands of Hilary Clinton and the evil regime that has become the Democrat Party, we will slip into a 1,000 years of darkness. There is absolutely no question about it. Not only that, but I was online talking with some of the folks on Twitter, and I'm bringing you all the breaking information that you did not hear because you were sleeping all through the middle of the night. I stayed up late, all the way to the wee hours. I did not sleep. I stayed up for you all night long just so I can give you the breaking news. And I'm talking to a lot of folks throughout the night, and one that's very popular and news-driven on Twitter is at Cernovich, Cernovich, Mike Cernovich. Just absolutely incredible. He made a comment last night on Twitter to the fact that God help us if they steal this election from Trump. Think about that. I've got a lot of inside information, and I'm not going to overstep my bounds, but I'm just going to throw this out to you as a listener of Smyth Radio, and I'm going to comfort you by letting you know I have information from the highest reaches of the Trump campaign that the poll numbers that you are seeing right now are wrong. And I'm just going to leave it. I got to leave it at that. The poll numbers that you're seeing right now that are being put out, every poll number from CNN, MSNBC, CBS, MSNBC, or what is the one, the NBC/ORC, and then you got Real Clear Politics, all of them. Internal polling for the Trump campaign, all those polls are wrong. And when I say that because internal polling, they'll poll what's real and they'll find out the real answer. Some of these other polls, they have the polls skewed to where they'll, if you take 100 people, you poll 100 people, instead of polling 50% Republicans and 50% Democrats, they'll poll 70% Democrats and 30% Republicans, and they say the reason why is because there's more Democrats out there. And that's how they offset it and off-balance it. Well, the problem is, folks, is that out of Pennsylvania, the GOP out of Pennsylvania has now come out publicly and said, we have signed up 250,000 new voters, and 100,000 of those voters that we have currently signed up are self-proclaimed Democrats. Yeah. I mean, it's a fact. I mean, it is what it is. There are a lot of Americans. I mean, it's one thing. Bill Clinton had the charm, he had the sex appeal, and he had the sex, and he had the rape and stuff. And I guess apparently everybody was all right with that. We're going to get to that in a minute. But, and to the WikiLeaks and to some of the damning information that's coming out. It's just, it's absolutely unbelievable is what it is. But that was one thing. Bill Clinton was a charmer, if you will. This thing with Hilary, I mean, it's just horrendous. Listen to this sound clip. This is the new Trump ad, and Trump has spent, I don't know how much, but all his ads are on the internet. I can only hear any ads on the radio, and I don't know anybody that watches TV anymore, but I don't see any ads on the radio or hear them, but I see his ads everywhere online. Like, he is literally the online president, if you will. And this is an ad that he posted up, I believe it was last night. Go ahead and play, sound clip number 6A. All right.
Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
Maybe it's because you arrogantly call Americans deplorable.
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables.
Or maybe it's because the director of the FBI said you lied about your emails.
There is no classified material. Was that true?
No, there was classified material emailed.
Or maybe it's because your policies have allowed ISIS and terrorism to spread and made America less safe and less prosperous.
Why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
Do you really need to ask?
Paid for by Donald J. Trump for president. So, folks, I mean, just use her own words, and it's not hard. It really is not hard at all. Let me touch on. Yeah, okay. Let me talk about the show last night. So check this out. Last night, Donald J. Trump came to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is in the county of Hamilton County. Cincinnati. Hamilton County is one of 7 counties in all of America that literally decide the presidential election. I know. It's going to make you upset. It's going to make you sad, but I don't live in Hamilton County. I know, that's fine. Go ahead and still vote. Do what you got to do. Make it happen. But when it comes down to it, there was a book that was written about this. And they heavily handedly talked about Hamilton County, and the majority of people in Hamilton County is Cincinnati, the city of Cincinnati. The way that Hamilton County votes, the way that Cincinnati votes, it literally makes the entire state of Ohio go that way. Hamilton County, Barack Obama both times, Clinton both times, Bush both times, Bush Sr., Reagan both times. It's a reoccurring event. It seems like the city of Cincinnati is like a well-balanced melting pot, if you will, of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It seems like it always gets it right. Well, last night, Donald J. Trump came down to U.S. Bank Arena, downtown Cincinnati, The show was to start at 7:30. I took me and my girls down there. We got down there somewhere around 5:15, 5:30. And I was expecting, because I've been to a lot of rallies before, but they've been at like hotel venues and some smaller venues that hold maybe a couple thousand people. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect. But we went down there to Periscope to kind of show and talk to some of the people that were standing in line. We get down there an hour and a half early. And let me just let you know, Mitt Romney went to Union Terminal, which it's a terminal. It's a train terminal. It become a museum. It only holds a couple thousand people. So Mitt Romney had his rally there here in Cincinnati, and the line started at like 5 o'clock in the morning and went all the way around the block. So it took forever to get everybody in. So I'm thinking I'm going to show up at US Bank Arena, and my daughters and I are going to walk the line of people standing in line. And once they all walk in, we're going to go ahead and leave. No big deal. Well, we get there, and the place is empty. I'm walking the streets. I'm getting closer to US Bank Arena, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, where is everybody? It's just like I don't get it. There's no line, no nothing. And then I see up when we get to the front gate, and it says tickets, and it says enter here. There's small line of people getting in. It took us a few minutes to get through. So we got in line and went through security. Security check was pretty tight. Everybody was nice and friendly, and we walked right in. So we started periscoping right away. As soon as we walked in, I looked into the arena. They opened the doors at 4:30. So if we wanted to film anybody in line, we had to get there by like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The entire arena had to have been 75% packed with people. People buying nachos, eating chips and hot dogs and drinking sodas. I'm not sure if they sold any beer there or not, but I mean, the concession stands were open. People were drinking. People were hanging out. It was a party. It was amazing. Go back and see the Periscope that we did on Smyth Radio. Go to Twitter at Smyth Radio, SMYTH, and see the Periscope. It was just a blast. We periscoped. Rudy Giuliani was there. Chris Christie was there, and then one of the local sheriffs here in Cincinnati was there. And the most amazing thing of the night, he said, was if Lindsey Graham called me up and wanted to give me give his endorsement to me, I would turn it down. I wouldn't take it. He said, if Paul Ryan called me tomorrow and said, I'm going to endorse you, I would turn it down. I won't take it. Folks, you're seeing a huge backlash, a huge, enormous backlash to the elite establishment, the status quo, the what it is and what it was and what it always has been and what it will be. There's a huge pushback. There's a lashback. People are not taking it anymore. Sheriffs are the ones that you need to back. Sheriffs have our backs. They're a little bit different than local police department, but the sheriffs, those are the ones, those are our last stand, are the sheriffs. They back us. Second Amendment, we back them. Donald Trump has had the largest endorsement from Fraternal Order of Police, from the border agents, from ICE, law enforcement across the board. At one time, it was trending hashtag law and order candidate. Apparently, that's been taken down since. Something else that was there it is. It is trending. It is like number one trending on Twitter. Hashtag women who vote Trump. Huge. These women are coming out in droves, left and right, defending Donald Trump. Women defending Donald Trump and calling all the mainstream media what they are, the liars that they are. The sheriff up on stage last night, he called the mainstream media liars. Chris Christie called them liars. I mean, they were all there. They were corralled in their little spot as they were filming. I took the camera and I panned the entire audience. At one point in time, I think the 30-minute Periscope that we did with Trump, when Trump was speaking, 650 viewers and hours and hours and hours of plays live. I don't know what subsequent has come about, but I know what it was live, and it was great. It was a great event. It was a great time. Trump called out the media, and Trump reiterated. I know I reported this yesterday or the day before that Kellyanne Conway, the woman who is running Trump's campaign, she said that Trump making the comment that he will contact his attorney general, whoever he appoints, to head up a special counsel to investigate Hillary Clinton. She said, well, that was all tongue-in-cheek. That was kind of just a joke. Last night in Cincinnati, he reiterated he will do this. He will uncover the details and put together the details that WikiLeaks is exposing. Out of all the people that I could ever possibly think of that would do it, God bless him, I hope he does. They're saying the numbers, the polling numbers, 75 to 80% of Americans believe that Hillary Clinton should have been prosecuted for the illegal handling, the knowingly. Now we know for a fact. WikiLeaks has told us, we know for a fact Hillary Clinton did not have amnesia and not remember making the call for the emails to be destroyed, because she didn't make that call. She don't remember she made that call because she didn't make that call. She deleted the emails herself. It's in the WikiLeaks emails. She has deleted the emails herself. Yes. It's so atrocious, so damning. Okay, so he talked about all his policies, all the things that he's been saying over and over and over again, and it was a great event. 21,000 people showed up at U.S. Bank Arena to see Donald J. Trump. I'm telling you right now, folks, I went to the Mitt Romney and the Paul Ryan events. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Nothing like the surge that you're seeing right now. It was funny because I looked back at the Periscope video that we did, and I was like, wow, that kind of looks like all the other videos of all the other cities that people have been putting up. And it is, because they're all arenas. They're all arena-style places in every single city, and they're all packed. He did a fundraiser. He did a campaign stop in Florida this morning. He did 2 events today. He was in Florida this morning doing a huge event. Thunderous skies were starting to roll in, but it didn't matter. Thousands of people there. He put it together, made it happen. Got to the Trump plane. Wheels up. Get to Cincinnati by 7:30. I mean, he's doing 2 events, sometimes 3 events a day. He's doing these events every single day. The lawsuits that are now being threatened, that he's using to threaten and expose the mainstream media for the absolute, utter lies that they're spewing. More lies are coming out. More unbelievable tall tales that are being discredited immediately by the Google, by the Twitter, social media is destroying the mainstream media. I'm telling you, the new media today is this. Smyth Radio. iHeartRadio.smithradio.com. Mike Cernovich, at Cernovich on Twitter. This is the new media, folks. Millennials are getting their information from people like us and from venues like us on the Twitter. I was doing the Facebook for a long time, and I'm telling you, I'm just fading out. And I'm not getting the responses that we're getting on Twitter. The responses we're getting on Twitter are huge. When you go to Twitter, it's like jumping in the swimming pool with another 1,000 people and everybody talking all at the same time. But we all have that ADD because we're that younger generation, and we work well with that. It just seems to kind of click. So this is the new media exposing the old media. Every lie they come up with immediately is torn apart on social media and exposed for what it is. The black community is supporting Donald J. Trump, as you heard the soundbite at the very beginning of the show. Jewish community is supporting Trump. The women that are supporting Trump is so large in number. And that's another thing. Last night when we were talking to people at U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati for the Donald Trump event, my daughters and I, we stopped a couple of folks out in the hallway and we kind of chit-chatted with them on Periscope. And it was amazing. Husbands, wives, old, young kids, real young. Ran into a girl who was 15, had a Trump shirt on. She was there with her father. I was there with my two daughters who are 9 and 7. It was an incredible event, an incredible time. And I asked the question of all the women that we stopped, somewhere in the 20s, 30s, and then older. And I asked them, what is the number one thing reason why you support Trump? And for the men, I asked them too. The overwhelming answer is, I believe Trump. I trust him and I believe him. The number one answer was, I trust and believe Trump at the Trump rally. The second thing that I asked folks was, hey, all this muck and all this mud that they've been slinging for the past week or so, and that's just the way I said it. I didn't get into graphic detail. And I asked the women, what do you think about that? Does that push you one way or another? And every single woman said no, absolutely not. I said, does that push you more for Trump and more to support him? And the majority of them said, absolutely, we support Trump even more now than ever. So forget about it, folks. The support is there. The theft is there. They're reporting widespread voter fraud already, very early on, but that is the way it is in every single election. We, as Republicans, conservatives, have to win every single election by landslide. If we win it by landslide, then we're green lit. We're good to go. If we don't win it by landslide, then it could be cheated away from us. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, but that is true. So let's transition real quick. We're running out of time. Let's transition over to WikiLeaks and Bill and Hillary Clinton. And this is a montage. This is what's coming up right now. Because Paul Ryan, the GOP establishment, decided to come out with this audio tape of Trump talking about grabbing. Hey, when you're a celebrity, you just walk up to women. You just kind of kiss. I'm a magnet. I just magnetize the beautiful women. Just walk up to them and just kiss them. But just kiss them. And sometimes, because you're famous, you just grab them in a posse. Okay, jokes for the masses. All right. It's a private conversation. Okay. This isn't so private. And because that came out, we, in this new media world, are now obliterating Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton for everything they've ever done. You understand? Everything they've ever done, we are obliterating them with that. Donald Trump is coming out with all types of videos and videotapes and supporting these videos of the official rape victims of Bill Clinton. Across the board. We'll hear some new information that's come out.
Mr. Clinton did to me was wrong.
Then he kissed me on my mouth and pulled me closer to him.
You begged him to stop?
Yes.
And then he took my hand and he put it on him.
I have said that nothing improper happened.
Bill Clinton raped me, and
Hillary Clinton threatened me.
I am mystified and disappointed by this turn of events.
I have been telling the truth.
Before I testified in the Paula Jones case, a stranger approached me, mentioned my 13-year-old cat who had disappeared, my tires which had been vandalized, and asked how my children by name were, and said, "You're just not getting the message."
This is about what Hillary Clinton is doing to women like me so that she can attain the presidency. She wants us all to be quiet.
The great story here is this vast right-wing conspiracy that has been conspiring against my husband since the day he announced for president. And she came over to me, took a hold of my hand, and said, "I've heard so much about you." She was just holding on to my hand. She did, because I had started to turn away from her. And she held on to my hand, and she said, "Do you understand everything that you do?" I mean, cold chills went up my spine.
In the end, I know I will get my good name and reputation back.
That's the first time I became afraid of that woman.
I mean,
why aren't I 50 points
geez.
ahead, you might ask?
Maybe it's because you arrogantly call America.
Okay, there we go. Sorry, we went way too far forward. Do you understand how that, folks? This is bad news. This is really bad news, and it's unbelievable, is what it is. So there's some new information that's being leaked out right now, and I'm trying to find. Maybe I won't be able to get that soundbite, but what's going on? There's a guy who's being prosecuted right now for underage women, rape, things of this nature, and no, I don't have it. I'm going to have to let that go. Okay, and the reason why I bring that up is because, and I'll have the soundbite here later on, but the reason why I bring that up is because they're saying right now, Grucifer, the hackers, are saying that they have video footage that Israelis had kept. There's some footage that was filmed on a plane and at this private island, and this plane that Clinton took over 20, 26, 27 times, flight trips, ditched his Secret Service to go to this private island for these young sex slave women, young girls. And apparently the hackers are claiming we absolutely have. It was going to be used for blackmail, which I guess it is now, of Bill Clinton raping a young underage girl on the aircraft and on the island. I mean, they're saying it's the bombshell that's going to break it, that's going to ruin it. I hope it does. I mean, man, I hope something happens, because as it stands right now, it's just, Hillary Clinton and the lying machine, the lies upon lies upon lies from CNN, MSNBC, CBS. It's just one after another, and that's all they've got. They've got nothing but lies. I mean, because if the truth came out, obviously, you would know and see what it's all about, and the veil would be uncovered. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to let it go. Okay, we were dipping deep trying to grab that soundbite again. Real quick, some WikiLeaks that came out. Yes, it's official. WikiLeaks shows the emails. Hillary Clinton talks about Saudi Arabia and how they're funding Isil, which you and I both know is ISIS. She's also receiving money from Saudi Arabia. Bill Clinton received $1 million check for his birthday from Saudi Arabia, who is also funding ISIL. It is in the emails. More pay to play with media. New York Times. She gets to edit whatever articles she wants and send them back. Same thing with MSNBC. No big deal. Got great connections. More More of the super PACs are coming out that she's tied in bed with on the super PACs. And then again, the Bill Clinton rape scandal. That thing is going to rock. It's going to rock the country. It's going to rock the presidency. We need morals, and we need some kind of compass and some kind of focus to back in this country. So check this out again. Trump was accused of, Miss Universe touching improprieties and things like that. All these lies that are coming out about all these women. It's not true. It's unfounded. And Miss Universe Manager speaks out about that.
1997 to 2005, I owned a pageant boutique, and I was the national fashion coordinator for 5 states for the Miss Universe organization. And during this time, I came into contact with thousands of parents and young ladies. I dressed many pageant contestants. And during this time, I had never heard one accusation against Mr. Trump. I've heard some horrible things on the news today that has troubled my heart. And that is why I'm coming forward now to tell you that these accusations are wrong. They're false. These young ladies trusted me. If ever there was a time that Mr. Trump had done anything inappropriate, they would have come to me before they would have even gone to their parents. So I'm here to tell you that those things that you're hearing on national television, that's wrong. It's very wrong. I will tell you, there was one time in particular that my sister, Miss Teen Virginia, USA, and myself were in a conversation, and Mr. Trump just came right up to us, and he joined our conversation, and he wanted to know what we thought about the event, what we thought. He listened to us, and we had a wonderful conversation, and Mr. Trump was a true gentleman. And I just felt the need to come out and tell everyone these things, because Mr. Trump is a true gentleman, and he is a true man. And I thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me and to my story.
Amen, sister. We'll listen to your story all day long without a doubt. See, it's things like that that makes this incredible. This is the new media, folks, that you're not hearing anywhere else. This is on MSNBC. They have a Hispanic woman that says, well, listen to this. The woman that said that she was groped at Mar-a-Lago come out to be false. So MSNBC brings another woman on to try and debunk. They mess it all up, and they run into a problem. So check this out.
Are women smearing him with these false allegations is something that angers me on a personal level. As a woman, I think sexual assault, having experienced it myself, is a very, very serious matter. And to trivialize it this way and to use it for what could be political gain is just downright sickening. This is a sad moment for America, not for Mr. Trump, but for America, when we are trivializing sexual assault in a political manner this way.
AJ, does Mr. Trump's answer to Anderson Cooper at the debate that he has not done this, does that hold? Is that still his position and the campaign's position tonight in light of these new allegations?
Absolutely it is. I do not find these allegations credible whatsoever. I understand that women may not always come forward when sexual assault occurs, of course. However, I find it a bit odd. For instance, the New York Times story, this woman that said that he had fondled her in a very aggressive, horrible manner in the middle of a flight, and that she did not even report this, not only to the authorities, but even to the airline itself. That simply boggles the mind. That's just not an instance where one can understand it coming from a place of, well, maybe she didn't feel comfortable reporting that. Also, at the end of the piece, you notice at the very, very bottom, the New York Times reporter happens to mention that both of the women cited in the piece are Hillary Clinton supporters and Hillary Clinton donors. So forgive me if I find that a little bit dubious. And you know, Brian, I have to say, I grew up with the Juanita Broderick and Kathleen Wiley stories, and the media, the American media, taught me that these are just words. These are just allegations. This was just he said, she said. And I'm wondering why the media, who never believes Juanita, who never believes Kathleen Wiley, and the long list of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton victims, not just And I'm wondering why the media, who never believes Juanita, who never believes Kathleen Wiley, and the long list of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton victims, not just...
And there you go. I mean, that is it. That is it. The media does not want to listen to. They don't want to believe it. They don't want to see it. They don't want to talk about it. It's not here. It never happened. It is just unbelievable how this media has just gone so wrong. So wrong. By the way, breaking news, lifelong Democrat Andrew Stein. I'm backing Trump because he can shake up our politics and revive the economy. Absolutely, folks. Absolutely. There's just so much information coming out. Here's what's this one? Oh, this is another one about Trump. Listen to this one real quick.
Politicians continue to focus on Donald Trump's recently leaked tape. Many are refusing to recognize Trump's accomplishments and how he lifted up spirits for those who were struggling. One America's Stephanie Myers tells us more about how the Republican nominee has changed many people's lives for the better.
This sounds like political presidential talk to me, and I know people have talked to you about whether or not you want to run. Would you ever?
I probably wouldn't, but I do get tired of seeing what's happening with this country, and if it got so bad, I would never want to rule it out totally.
That's a response Donald Trump gave to Oprah back in 1998. Fast forward to 2015, and Trump made this announcement.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States. And we are going to make our country great again.
Now, in 2016, politicians, pundits, and celebrities are trying to discredit his presidential run using a leaked soundbite from an incident in 2005 where he made lewd comments about women. Since then, he's apologized, regretting the comments. Still, they fail to discuss the countless number of actions showing the Republican nominee helping Americans. In 1988, Trump flew a 3-year-old boy with a rare breathing condition and his parents from Los Angeles to New York on his private jet for them to seek medical help. So why did Trump personally fly the family out to the Big Apple? Because commercial airlines would not let the boy fly because of the large amount of medical equipment he needed to keep him alive during the flight. Experts estimated it cost Trump at least $90,000 to complete the act of kindness. Another case Trump stepped in to help was in 2000, when he heard a story about a young girl named Megan suffering from brittle bone disease. Trump reached out to her on the TV show Maury to help her, saying her positive attitude touched his heart, granting Megan and her family with a very generous check.
Hi, Megan. My name's Donald, and you probably don't know me, but I was watching Maury's show the other day, and I must tell you, you really hit me right here. I think you are so beautiful, and both inside and out.
Aside from his philanthropic actions, he also defended and helped beauty queens as the owner of Miss Universe. Former Miss California Carrie Prejean was under fire when a source leaked photos of her as a teen model. While many were quick to criticize Prejean, Trump defended her and the pictures. Now in 2016, Prejean has come to his defense, blasting the media for its bias against Trump.
You know, I have nothing but amazing things to say about Donald Trump. His compassion, his heart. I mean, he loves this country. People need to remember that. He's an honest man, and I appreciate his honesty and his integrity.
Prejean continues to go on the record, stating how the media keeps contacting her to scrutinize the Republican nominee. And she's not the only beauty queen coming to Trump's defense. Former Miss Wisconsin Melissa Young says Trump came to her aid while she was in the hospital and offered to provide a full-ride scholarship for her 7-year-old son. Another example that shows Trump helping others was when the business mogul wrote a $25,000 check for Sergeant Andrew Tamarisi, who was freed from a Mexican prison in 2014 after spending 214 days in jail. Trump's reason? He said that Tamarisi has suffered greatly and hopes the money will help him get back on track with his life. Trump also filed a lawsuit against the city of Palm Beach, Florida in 1996, accusing the town of discriminating against his Mar-a-Lago resort club because it allowed Jews and blacks inside. The director of the Anti-Defamation League said Trump put the light on Palm Beach on its seamier side of discrimination. These affable actions are only a small handful of how the Republican nominee continues to make strides to help the U.S. And on the topic of helping the nation, a CNN money analysis shows the business mogul has created roughly 34,000 jobs with his empire. Whether it's creating jobs, helping others in need, or making a trip to speak with flood victims in Louisiana while President Obama vacations in Martha's Vineyard, Trump serves as a reminder that actions speak louder than words. Stephanie Myers, One America News.
That's the knockout blow, folks. That is the knockout blow. You can't tell me that this isn't where we need to be, that this isn't where we need to go with this country. By the way, keep eyes out today. Obama is looking to make a move on Russia. Russia has already said that they will strike back. They have make no bones about it that they will come for America, militarily wise. Very bad.
With unfathomable power.
What kind of power?
Unfathomable. It's without fathom.